There are 5 things to do before you reach negotiations with the IRS. My name is Sergio Melendez. I am an IRS tax expert. I have saved my clients millions and millions of dollars throughout my years' experience as a tax relief expert. Today, I'm going to go ahead and go through the 5 different things to do before it reaches the phase of tax resolution. So when you owe money to the IRS, it's very important that you take a very comprehensive approach. So these 5 things are basically the base before it gets to the actual program and the actual solution that you may qualify for. The general of this information is the basis for most programs that is available to you. The first thing that you should do is get all your taxes filed up. You have to be up to date on all your tax filings. This is known as compliance. If you're not compliant, then the IRS is not going to settle out. But what would happen if you go ahead and say, you know what, IRS, I want to come clean. I want to go ahead and negotiate. I'm willing to step up to the plate, but you don't have your taxes filed. What happens if you file another 3-4 years that you have missing and you have more tax debt? The IRS does not want to see that. So whether you're self-employed or have been a wage earner, you could go ahead and complete this step by getting your records directly from the IRS and some state taxing authorities. Like here in California, we have the Franchise Tax Board, and they give you how much income taxes have been paid throughout the same years. So that's step 1. Get yourself all filed up. The second thing you should do is that you should fix the error of why you owe the money in the first place. So if you file an O and you're a W-2 wage earner employee, make sure that you have enough taxes taken out of your paycheck. Fill out the W-4 form correctly. If you're self-employed, make sure you begin making these estimated payments or quarterly deposits. Also, for business owners, if you're a business owner of a C Corp, S Corp, LLC, make sure you're also making deposits. That way at tax time, you file and you have enough taxes taken out. It's not a problem of filing and then having a balance that you cannot pay. This is a crucial step. If you haven't had that problem, maybe you got audited for past years because you have a business. So now let's make sure that you have the right business records in case you get audited in the future. You have all the proof and backup and the substantiation to prove all your. Step 3 is to know your rights. When I see this, I'm going to just tell you maybe a quick couple rights. The first one is the IRS only has 10 years to collect the balance. I call this the open secret. So that means, like, let's say you filed your income tax for tax year 2013 on April 15th of 2014. The balance got processed. That means as of April 15th, 2024, the IRS loses that right. That balance will become 0 automatically. Every year that has a balance that you owe the IRS has that statute date. It's known as CSED. So make sure you kind of know each of the years of when the balance expires. When we take on cases here at Semper Tax Relief, it's one of the most important steps. This way it will guide us whether we should go for a full-blown offer in compromise or if we go for something else like currently non-collectible or a partial payment installment agreement. That way we know how much time the IRS has to collect. Because if the IRS has almost 10 years to collect on a fresh debt, that means we have to take a very aggressive approach. But if the IRS only has maybe a year or 2 left on the statute date, that means we could take a different approach. So this third step is to go ahead and figure out the right when this whole thing will end. The fourth thing that you should do has to do with your current financials. Not what happened last year, not what happened 2 years ago, what's going on right now. What is your monthly income? Are you a W-2 wage earner that gets paid semi-monthly? Make sure you have your pay stubs correctly. If you're self-employed, it might be a little tricky. We have to show some kind of historical data that could be backed up. This would be known as a profit and loss. So if the profit and loss might be for the most recent 6 months that shows a more favorable solution with the IRS, then so be it. We go ahead and show a 6-month profit and loss. If at the most you have is for last year, year to date, the 12 months from January through December, profit and loss, then so be it. Also, if you have any other type of income, we have to have proof. So if you have a rental house and you have Airbnb income, make sure we have the total gross income minus your reasonable expenses to have a net business income. That's what we need. Also, if you have Social Security income, any other type of income that you're collecting for whatever reason, make sure that we kind of tidy it up to a monthly. And the 5th thing that we should do is to have your monthly expenses from home. The monthly expenses must be reasonable living expenses. The IRS allows for all this stuff. Now, these are different than when you're filing a tax return. When you're filing a tax return, sometimes all the deductions may not come in when you have a Schedule A itemized deduction. These deductions for expenses, what we mean is how much you pay for housing and utilities that include rent or mortgage, maybe some insurance. Also includes the cost of your cars, whether you're making car payments, car insurance, car maintenance. It includes anything else that's reasonable. If you have health insurance, if you're paying for life insurance, if you're paying on student loan debt. Also, the IRS would consider if you're paying delinquent income, state income tax debt. They also consider any type of court order payments, child support payments, any type of reasonable living expenses that you do pay for. Now, some of these come with a limit, and the IRS calls these as national standards that could be tied into the local county of where you live in. So if you owe money to the IRS, these 5 different things serves as a base. Let me know which step are you stuck on or want some more information on. Go ahead, drop me a comment. I will reply back. Remember, if you like this video, click like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we have more tax tips and relief coming your way. Thanks for watching.